I Am That by Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 19. Reality lies in objectivity. Questioner. I am a painter and I earn by painting pictures. Has it any value from a spiritual point of view? Maharaj. When you paint, what do you think about? Questioner. When I paint, there's only the painting and myself. Maharaj. What are you doing there? Questioner. I paint. Maharaj. No, you don't. You see the painting going on. You're only watching. All else happens. Questioner. The picture is painting itself? Or is there some deeper me or some God who's painting? Maharaj. Consciousness itself is the greatest painter. The entire world is his picture. Questioner. Who painted the picture of the world? Maharaj. That painter is inside the picture. Questioner. The picture is in the mind of the painter, and the painter is inside the picture, which is in his mind. Who is in the picture? Is not this infinity of states and dimensions absurd? The moment we talk of a picture in the mind, which itself is in the picture, we come to an endless loop. It's like standing between two mirrors and wondering at the crowd. Maharaj, quite right. You alone and the double mirror are there. Between the two of you, your forms and names are numberless. Questioner. How do you look at the world? Maharaj. I see a painter painting a picture. The picture I call the world. The painter I call God. I am neither. I do not create, nor am I created. I contain all, but nothing contains me. Questioner. When I see a tree, or a face, or a sunset, the picture is perfect. But when I close my eyes, the image in my mind is faint and hazy. If it's my mind that projects the picture, then why need I open my eyes to see a lovely flower? And why is it that with closed eyes I see it only vaguely? Maharaj. It's because your outer eyes are better than your inner eyes. Your mind is all turned outward. As you learn to watch your mental world, you'll find it even more colorful and perfect than the outer world. Of course, you'll need some training, but why argue? You imagine that the picture must come from the painter who actually painted it. All the time you look for origins and causes, but causality is in the mind only. It's memory that gives illusion of continuity. And repetitiveness that creates the idea of causality. When things happen again and again together, we tend to create a causal link between them. It's a mere mental habit. But a habit is neither true nor is it a necessity. Questioner. You've just said that the world is made by God. Is that not a causal link? Maharaj. Language, language, language. Remember that language is an instrument of the mind. It's made up by the mind and is for the mind. The truth is beyond the mind and beyond words or descriptions. I have to use some word, and the mind has labels of meanings attached to each word. And that's why all the wars. I could have said the self, or consciousness, or awareness, or the supreme, or absolute, or the sovereign, or God, and it would all have meant the same thing. And in fact, when I use these terms, I mean the same thing. But the common man starts creating labels and compartments and then starts to compare each label and the meaning it has, and it assumes. All these kinds of questions come up because of that. Once you admit a cause, then God is the ultimate cause and the world is the effect. They are different, but they're not separate. Questioner. People talk of seeing God. Maharaj, when you see the world, you see God. There's no seeing God apart from the world. Beyond the world, to see God is to be God. That light by which you see the world, which is God, is the tiny little spark. I am. Apparently so small, yet the first and the last in every act of knowing and loving. Your own soul. Questioner. Must I see the world to see God? Maharaj. How else? No world, no God. Questioner. What? What remains beyond that? Maharaj. You remain as pure being. Questioner. And what becomes of the world and of God? Maharaj. Pure, unmanifest being. Avyakt. Questioner. Is this the same as the great expanse? Param Akash? Maharaj. You may call it so. Words don't matter, for they don't reach it. They turn back in utter negation. Questioner. How can I see the world as God? What does it mean to see the world as God? Maharaj. It's like entering a dark room. You see nothing. You may touch, but you don't see. No colors, no outlines, no nothing. Then the window opens, and the room is flooded with light. Colors and shapes come into being. The window is the giver of light, but not the source of it. The sun is the source. Similarly, matter is like a dark room, and consciousness the window. It floods matter with sensations and perceptions. But the Supreme is the sun, the source of both matter and of light. The window may be closed or open, but the sun shines all the time. It makes all the difference to the room, but none to the sun. Yet all this is secondary to the little thing which is I am. Without the I am, there is nothing. All knowledge is about the I am, and false ideas about this I am lead to bondage. The right knowledge to freedom and happiness. Questioner. Is I am and there is the same? Maharaj. I am denotes the inner being, your own being. And when you say there is, you're talking about the outer, the world. They are both inseparable and the same. Both are based on your sense of being. Questioner. Is this sense of being the same as the experience of existence? Maharaj, to exist means to be something, a person, a thing, a feeling, a thought, an idea. All existence is particular, but only being is universal. In that sense, every being is compatible with every other. But existences clash. But even though existences clash, being never does. Existence or manifestation or a separate instance means becoming. It means change, birth and birth again and death again and birth again. While in being, there is consistent, silent peace. Questioner: if I create the world, then why have I made it so bad? Maharaj, everyone lives in his own world. Not all the worlds are equally good or bad. Questioner: what makes the difference? Maharaj, the mind. The mind that projects the world and colors it its own way. It is the mind that projects a world. Without a mind, the world does not exist. When you meet a man, he is a stranger. When you marry him, he becomes an extension of your own self, your family. When he falls sick or gets hurt, you are deeply affected. When you quarrel, the same man becomes your enemy. It is your mind's attitude that determines what he is to you. Questioner: yes, I can see that my world is subjective, but that doesn't make it illusory. Maharaj, it is illusory only so long as it is subjective, and only to that extent. Reality lies in objectivity. Questioner: what do you mean? What does objectivity mean? You just said the world is subjective, and now you talk of objectivity. Is not everything subjective? Maharaj, everything is subjective, yes. But the real is objective. Questioner: what does that mean? In what sense? Maharaj, the real does not depend on memories and expectations, desires and fears, likes and dislikes. All is seen as it is. Questioner: is this what is called the fourth state? Turiya? Maharaj, call it as you like. It's solid, steady and changeless, beginningless and endless, ever new, ever fresh. Questioner: how is it reached? Maharaj, desirelessness and fearlessness will take you there. The following videos are related to this topic. Some links appear at the end of this YouTube video as end screens, but for all the links, please see the description.
All this play is going on in the flash of your consciousness, and it will come to an end.
As for non-reaction, one can recognize that it has been fully achieved when no attachment arises in regard to anything at all, whether perceived directly or learned. As for non-reaction, one can recognize that it has been fully achieved when no attachment arises in regard to anything at all, whether perceived directly or learned.
Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidva na bibheti kutaschaneti. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha